Gentlemen, welcome to our first session of teaching for Arizona Auto Engineering. Now, this is an alternator. As you can see, this is an alternator. This alternator now is this alternator particularly works for Volkswagen. Which kind of Volkswagen? The regular downfall that we enter every day to our daily jobs. This is an alternator for downfall. You can see this is a Tokumbo alternator. Bring the camera close. You can see this is a Tokumbo alternator. You can see this is direct Tokumbo. Engine loose, direct from the engine. This one has not been touched. This one is direct from the engine. So this video I'll be showing you on how to pieces an alternator and the parts in an alternator. So we are going to start with this alternator first before you will see every other alternators. Okay, now I'm going to be using this alternator. This is a pulley. This is pulley. This is pulley, alternator pulley. This is alternator baskets. There are also some other components inside this alternator that makes up an alternator. Okay, so this video now will be showing you, when I pieces this alternator, will be showing you each part of the alternator and their function in a car. Now, first of all, what is an alternator? Alternator is a rotor. Is in a car. Is a rotor that converts currents, energy from the engine into the electrical energy. It converts current from the engine into electrical energy. The electricity that we use, you see that light that we always see inside our car, that is the powers the full light, the AC and every other thing. It's this the work of this alternator. If an alternator in your car is faulty, number one, your car battery will not charge. Number two, your full light is not going to come up. Your AC is not going to work. The work of this alternator is to make every electrical part in your car to be able to work. It converts the energy, that is the power, the energy that is working in the engine. It converts it to what? Electrical. Now, is an alternator AC or DC? Alternator is an alternating current and also a direct current. It converts from AC to DC. It takes the AC and converts it to what? DC. That is the work of an alternator. Now, I'm going to be using this alternator to pieces and also let you know directly each part and their function, and if the one that whatsoever fault it has, what it can cause in your car. So watch out when I use this alternator. This is the pulley. We call it pulley. In the market we call it also pulley. This is single belt pulley. Fan belt, it use fan belt. Single belt pulley. Now we call this one front black basket, but inside market they will tell you plate, your alternator plate, up plate, but the real name is what? Front bracket. Now this one is called rotor. This is a rotor. Now this rotor, if your rotor has issue, the alternator will not work. It's part of the fault that can also make an alternator not work. There is three things in an alternator that can make your alternator not work. Number one, your brush. We call that one your brush holder. If your brush have already short and is not able to contact with this rotor here, it cannot contact with this rotor, it will make your alternator not charge well. It will not charge well. Does not mean it will not work, but it will not be charging well. It will always make your motor break down. Your full light will not be able to work well. Your AC will not work well. And another problem again with this is that this rotor, now you can see this one. Now this one, if you notice, this one and this one is not the same level. This one have already chop. E don chop. This one have already, it has already enter, it has spoiled. It's not okay again. This rotor now is no longer okay. It does not mean that if you put inside alternator and use a longer brush holder, it will not work. It will work, but the work will not be 100%. So it is advisable when you notice something like this, when an engineer lose your alternator, tell them to change this rotor for you. They should change this rotor. And again, this one now, we call it coil in the market, but it's called coil. When they tell you your coil is not good, how to know a coil that is not good? If you look at this coil now, you see it's still okay. How is it okay? Because if you look the inside, if you look at it from inside, you find out that the inside is still good. But when you see a coil that have spoiled, all this place will look like it has peeled, and it will look like something that has burnt. When you see a wire that have burnt, it will be like that. Then the inside will have white particles, like something that when you melt a rubber, it will have melted rubber, like white particle at the edges of all this line. Now this coil, if your coil is faulty, the alternator will not work at all. When the coil is faulty, the alternator is not going to work at all. It will not work. And again, now after the coil, we have the diode. We call it diode. I'm using the language that when you go into the market, you will be able to know that this is what they are telling you. This is diode. This black plastic here is called diode. If this diode is burnt or faulty, the alternator is not going to charge. It's not going to work. It's not even going to bring light at all. In the sense that, you know, when you put an alternator in the motor and you on it on your car, it will show one light on your dashboard. It is this diode that is transmitting all the currents to the car and the battery. So if this your diode is faulty, your alternator is not going to work and your car will not charge. If you first start your car, you are using only your battery, and your car will not, your battery will condemn. So it is advisable when you notice that your alternator is faulty in your car, you try to change it. It's either you replace it or take it to a technician that will help you verify what is wrong with it. If it is needed that you will change the alternator, you change it completely. If it is needed that it is the components inside that is faulty, you change it. An alternator is not good when it is faulty in a car. You do management. For those of you that will go into the market and tell the engineer, help me do it like that, I'll manage it. The man manager, it is not good to be managed. Why? It's because there is, if you are somebody that is a transporter or you're a traveler and you are using a faulty alternator, God will not allow us to see bad things. But what if you go on the way there and something else or your car break down? You face another challenge there. That time you will begin to have issue. This alternator is most essential and important in a car. Without the alternator, your full light, your AC, your all electrical parts in your car will not work. The alternator is also a key factor in your car. Now, if you look at this basket now, you find out that something is missing here. Something is missing here. This place that this two bolts is. It is the thing that is here is called a cutout. We call it cutout. That cutout, it has two brush that when you tight it to this plate, it contacts with this one. The work of that cutout, I will show it in my next video. I'll bring that cutout to my next video, because this alternator, I bought it from the warehouse. For the fact that I bought it in mass quantity, it did not carry it. Sometimes they don't come with it. We have to replace another one to it. So now that cutout, I will show it in my next video. So I won't be explaining about the cutout, but I will show it in my next video so that we will have better understanding of what we are doing. And on this basket, it has a bearing. If you look at this rotor now, it has bearing here. This is a bearing. When you are hearing something like noise coming from your alternator, you know that that fault is coming from the bearing. It's either the bearing is not okay again, you have to replace the bearing. the two bearing, you don't replace one. It's possible to replace one, but it's advisable to replace the two. Replace the two, but the two bearing when you are hearing noise coming from your alternator, because even this bearing that you are seeing can make your alternator seize, and once it seize with force, because when bearing breaks, it will seize, and once it seize with force, surprisingly your alternator can burn. Don't be surprised, your alternator can also burn, because when this rotor has no chance to roll again, and the force coming from the engine is rolling the car, the engine, you'll be surprised that the alternator rotor has to seize, and once it seize, the heat and the force that is coming from the engine will make it to burn your coil. You have condemned your alternator. So whenever you are hearing noise from your alternator, please try to change your bearing also. One love. And remember, we rise by lifting others. If this video was helpful to you, or you find this video good for you, and you believe there's somebody that you know that will also like this video, please share it, like and comment. We rise by lifting others. One love. See you next class. Thank you.